Good morning. You are listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Natural and Coated Cheeses, when quality and flavour matter. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Naomi Nachman, and I'm about all the food all the time. I love food. I love shopping for it, cooking, eating at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a kosher personal chef. My business is called the Aussie Gourmet. I cook for people for Shabbos, for Yom Tov, for Pesach. Anytime you don't feel like cooking, you can give me a call. You can tune in every week and meet my exciting guests, hear about my kosher food adventures and traveling each week. I hope you'll share your experiences with me too, just like I'm sharing mine with you. So email me, naomi@nachumsiegel.com, so we can have a little chat about what everybody's up to food-wise in the world. I just want to give a very special mention to our friends in Israel, Gilly's Goodies. I have Tamar on the show, executive editor of joyofkosher.com, and she's also now living in Israel. But I want to give a special mention to our friends David Ehrlich of Gilly's Goodies. We had them on the show a couple of weeks ago, and every week I've been mentioning it about the amazing baskets and fresh mishloach manot that you can send of fresh baked goods and hamantaschen and delicious gluten-free products. If you need gluten-free, everything is available. Give them a call or an email. They're mishloach manot for the chayalim or for your friends or for your family. They have a 10% discount for everyone who listens to Table for Two. The coupon code is TABLE, TABLE, number 4, number 2. And go to gillysgoodies.com and order something for Purim. You know, it's around the corner. So make sure you take that time out before the show. The earlier you get it in, the better, because, you know, you don't want them to sell out because they are so amazing and popular that everyone's going to be ordering. So make sure you get that in before Shabbat. We have an amazing show. I have to talk to you about my week first, because what a week. It started off with the engagement of my daughter. Yay, very excited. And also the next day was an amazing KFWE. I thought it was one of the best in a very long, they're always great, but this was a really good one. So who can I do a wrap up with of all the restaurants? My good friend, Ilan Kornblum. He's the owner and executive director of the Great Kosher Restaurant magazine. And we welcome Ilan onto the show. He's traveling around right now, so I've got him in the car. Hi, Ilan.
Hi, how are you?
Good
morning.
Boker Tov. So how fun was that? It was Monday night.
It was a lot of fun. I'm actually just getting my voice back from talking so much to everybody. It was great. It's always fun to get together with everybody. You know, it really is an experience. It's called the Kosher Food and Wine Experience for a reason. You get a couple thousand people together who enjoy food, who enjoy wine in one place. It's a big party. People just having a good time. It's really probably the largest and best, kosher food show in the world.
Yeah.
For consumers. We have Kosher Fest, which is really more for the trade, but for the consumers, for the average customer, this is a chance to be able to try 25 different restaurants, a few hundred different wines in one place.
Right. There was probably
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there was like over 1,000 wines. And those library wines, did you go onto the yacht?
I didn't. You know what? It was so crazy that, I'm talking to everybody and schmoozing and taking pictures and video. I didn't get a chance to go on the yacht this year. I have been on it. I know it's always very rocky, which is fun, because when you're drinking and it's rocky, it adds a little bit of another element to it, which is fun. I know it was a huge yacht. I know ETC was on it. It was a lot of fun. So plenty of things to do for the few hours that we were there. Yeah, no, it was really great. It wasn't as rocky this year as like it was 2 years ago. I was actually quite happy about that. The restaurants. Okay, I know there was a lot of great food, and Ilan never likes to call out a restaurant in particular of being his favorite, but what was a highlight? Can we ask you what you thought the highlights were? Okay, so I think my highlight and pretty much everyone's highlight was Fireside.
Woohoo!
This was the first time they were exhibiting. The restaurant's only been around for almost just about a year.
He's
in
fabulous.
Monsey, which, of all places, you have this fantastic restaurant from Alex Reamer, who's the executive chef.
He's a doll. A doll.
We actually got him the job at Fireside, so I'm pretty happy about that. So they were great. They did a flake chick pizza, which is very big now. I know Pardis does a beef cheese pizza, so they were doing a pizza with tumbleweed onions and crispy red onions and bacon. It was a lot of fun. We had some great pictures I took on our Facebook group, which got a huge amount of likes. So that was really a highlight. What was nice that it was coming out of the oven. They had ovens there. Then it was fresh. It was piping hot. So a lot of these things, it's almost like like a catering at a wedding. I almost similar to that.
It was interesting.
You have chasing dishes. You have a lot of carvings, which were great. This was hot out of the oven. Really cool. Chicago stuffed crust pizza
with meat.
So that was a big.
It was a carnivore's heaven, and what I liked about them, they were newbies there. They had no idea what they were getting into, and they handled themselves. They did not run out of food and have to pack up early. They were there the entire thing. I was really proud of them. So, way to go, Fireside and Chef Al.
Yeah, I think they gave out over 1,000 pies, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw Alex mentioning that. That's crazy.
Alex, you're the best.
They were great. Obviously, some veterans. T Fusion was giving out brisket and prime rib, I think, and egg roll. A big component this year was brisket.
Yeah, a lot of brisket.
A lot of restaurants had that. A lot of the restaurants had duck confit, which was very popular. Abigail's, as always, was great.
Yeah, their beef wonton. They had a wonton beef wonton that was out of this world.
Yeah, beef. They had a nice, wonton dumpling. They had. Are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm getting calls as I'm speaking.
Yeah, so, because you're a very popular guy. You're the restaurant guy.
Yeah, well, I'm in Detroit on Friday, so this is pretty crazy right now. But thank God, we're very busy. But Marani was there.
Love Marani.
Great flatbread. Very authentic cuisines there. Of course, Pomegranate does their great stuff with their cholents and kugels, and they had a great a celery root almost soup with bacon, which was really cool.
Excellent.
Ari White was there with his
a lot of duck. He had some really cool duck. Yeah. There wasn't so much charcuterie.
Sushi. It was plenty of food for everyone to eat. What I would love to have is for it to be longer. It's 3 hours, not enough to talk to everybody and to eat. You know what to do, talk or eat. It's a tough decision.
I know, you have to actually balance that. You got to eat a little, and then you got to go drink, and then you go back to eat, and then you got to do desserts as well. And there's also like all the cocktails as well. They make these really cool mixed drinks, so you got to make sure you balance it out. We're lucky, Ilan, we get to be there all day. We were there from the press from 12 to 4. We had an hour and a half break, and then in we go again. So I kind of had to balance it out. But I don't drink too much of these things. I don't want to be fuzzy.
Right.
I want to be very clear when I meet everybody.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to see everybody. I hope they do this for many years. I think this was the 10th year that they did it, so a decade already. You got to really give
it's spread out
to the Royal Wine Corp and Herzog for doing this for the consumers. There really isn't anything like this.
Right.
And the fact that they put this together and they have the restaurants and the wine companies to come together, kudos to them.
It's great. And you know what? It's wine education. They're doing it to educate people how to drink wine, and then again how to pair the wines with these amazing restaurants. I like that they've taken it global. It's now everyone was kind of jumping on a plane. I couldn't get some of the winemakers to come to an interview because they're all going today to California. They did one in Miami, which you were at in December, I believe, right?
Yes.
And they do one in England. Hello, this is amazing.
And in Israel.
And
they have one in Israel as well.
We got to go to that one, CK. We're going to Israel. Yeah, he's like, yay. Okay.
We're a global community, and there's no reason why a lot of these places all over the world shouldn't benefit from all these restaurants and wines.
Excellent.
So we're in a really great place right now, dining wise, food wise. wine.
Fantastic.
A lot of great stuff happening. I think everyone's being more educated and more sophisticated. So we're very excited to be a part of it.
It's fabulous. Ilan, just 1 more minute left. Can we just do a quick talk about your Foodie Pesach program?
Absolutely.
You're going with Nachum, and you're almost sold out. Fantastic. It's going to be a great program.
Yeah, we have, speaking about restaurants, we have our own little kosher food and wine experience in Puerto Rico. We have Seth Warshaw from ATC, Katsuji Tanabe from Mexikosher, Izzy's, Cerulli Edelman from Izzy's Barbecue.
He was here last week.
Albert Bijou. So we have our own little mini kosher experience, and with Matisyahu and the Moshav Band and Joel Lieberman. So if anyone is still interested there's a few more rooms left. You should go to clubkosher.com. Really a lot of fun there, so check that out in Puerto Rico.
Ilan, you're going to have the best time. I'm very excited for you. I'm also going away to Ram Caterers for Pesach, doing lots of cooking classes. This is to everybody who loves food, whatever program you go on, just have a great time. Eat well, drink well, be with your family. That's what it's all about, being with your family and thanking Hashem,
Absolutely.
most importantly, for everything that we have, getting us out of Mitzrayim and putting us in with our families today, 2,000 years later. We remember. Okay, cool. Ilan, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you. My pleasure. And, always check us out on greatkosherrestaurants.com, also on our Facebook group. We hit 19,000 members last week, which is very cool.
Amazing.
On our Facebook group, we have all the highlights and news and updates and restaurant openings. So
just walked into the studio is Yossi Matapil from Southside Smoke Shop.
Tell him
Am I saying it wrong?
Great stuff over there in Lakewood.
Thank you.
Okay, he says thank you. I don't know if he could pick up on that mic. Okay, thanks, Ilan. Have a great Shabbos.
Great Shabbos, everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Ilan Kornblum joining us on the road. Ilan is always busy going from restaurant to restaurant. I wouldn't mind his job. I actually basically do that any case. If you follow me on Instagram at Naomi Nachman, you can see my travel adventures. Okay, I have lots of traveling adventures, and I have my friend Tamar Genga here from joyofkosher.com. I don't know how Tamar does it because it's up to you now. Is that okay? We're going to start off with Tamar? Yeah, okay. You want to run down? We can talk to Yossi. Okay. Here on the Lower East Side, we got all kinds of interesting things going on. We have to plan our guests around whose meter is going on first. I'm going to give you some behind the scenes interviews. I wish we had a cam that could follow Tamar to her car to see what's going on. But yeah, it's a Lower East Side Manhattan. You know what it's like if you've ever been down here. It's actually a quite iconic place area, the Lower East Side. It started off known very well with foods, pickles. We had Gus's Pickles down here, and there's actually, I just want to share the news. People were asking me, if you saw my Instagram post, I was at Russ and Daughters. And everyone's like, does she know it's not uncertified kosher? It's not a kosher restaurant? I just want to say it was at the Jewish Museum. It actually wasn't on the Lower East Side location. There is a kosher location, which gives us so much to celebrate. To have Russ and Daughters in the Jewish Museum is under Rabbi Melman. The food was fantastic. I actually went on Monday to check it out. It was unreal. You have to keep in mind, it's lox, it's cream cheese, it's bread, it's the things that you've all had before. It's nothing like new, but it's new ways of they had cold smoked tuna. It was beautiful. I'd never had that before. The food was really, really fresh and yummy and delicious. It was just the smoked salmon that you think you haven't had this smoked salmon. Everything was just on an elevated flavor palette. So I really recommend you go try it out at Russ and Daughters at the Jewish Museum. You actually don't have to pay to go into the museum. You can just tell them go downstairs that you're going to Russ and Daughters, and you'll go in. Pretty well priced for a Manhattan place. And we got a whole bunch of 4 or 5 different foods. And I had my first chocolate egg cream. I was there with Tamar, and she was laughing at me because I never had a chocolate egg cream before. So it was pretty good stuff. So make sure you check out Russ and Daughters. But there's always a little trouble to find parking. It's always back to the parking in Manhattan, right, CK? We always have a hard time. We're going to rush. I got a great parking spot this morning. Okay, so Tamar's going to be joining us, and I have all the way from Lakewood, New Jersey. Let's see if I can get the name right because it's SSSS. South and S. South Side Sandwich Shop and Smokehouse. Yossi came all the way. How long did it take you, Yossi, to get in? An hour and 40 minutes. Actually, that's not too bad. It took me a bit less than an hour from Long Island. We were both stuck at different tunnels entering Manhattan, him from the west side and me from the east side. You know, I'm going to be in Lakewood on Sunday. I'm going to be at the YTT event out in Lakewood. So I hope everyone's planning on coming to that. It's sponsored by the big sponsors, Mishpacha Magazine. So you can check out my trending articles every month. But I spoke about Yossi about, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. I was out there and I followed him on Instagram and then I sent him a message that I'm going to come and eat. And my husband and I had a great time and we became friends. And I said, you got to come in on the show. So even though last week we had our amazing friend, Sruli Edelman from Izzy's, when Yossi told me he was available, I said, you must come in. No ifs, ands, or buts. So I'm very excited to have Yossi in today on the show. He's just setting up. Okay, Tamar, you can come back. I just told everybody about Russ and Daughters. So you're going to be first. And then Yossi's going to go next. First, we're doing milchiks, and then we're going to do fleischiks. I think there is milchik. So when I saw that yogurt, I said, we're just going to just tell everyone about Russ and Daughters because that was so much fun. Okay. So, Tamar, first of all, welcome. It's been a while since you've been on the show. Yes. I think this time last year,
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe 2 years even.
Oh, yeah?
It's been a while. Everything's a bit of a blur.
Totally.
Yeah. We went out to eat afterwards with a bunch of girls. So, you know, you've made Aliyah since the last time you were here. Life in Israel must be amazing.
It's great. It's been a big transition. We moved in July, and it's been crazy, but overall really great.
Were you on the Nefesh B'Nefesh flight?
No, we did our own just because like the schedule didn't work out perfectly.
Oh,
okay. It was kind of a little better. I think it was it would be overwhelming for me.
Right.
So it was good. And it was just like one other family with us. So it was actually nice. The kids were playing with each other.
Oh, that's
and
so
it was just
cute.
like the two of us, quiet.
Were people there to greet you?
I have one friend that made Aliyah. Jamie was supposed to meet me there, but she was like about to have her baby and had to go she was late, I think.
Oh, yeah, she was so late.
And she's like, she had an ultrasound or something because it was late, so she couldn't, I didn't expect with the baby. I figured she was either just going to have the baby or be like about to have the baby.
Right.
So one of my friends did come, so it was nice. I know, I smelled
it. smells, you're killing us. We'll talk about the amazing smells. This is going to be yet another eating show. We're going to start off a little on the healthier side.
Yes.
Tamar's background is nutrition. Mm-hmm. So it's so great when you had started working with Jamie on joyofkosher.com that you can bring the whole nutrition aspect to everything that's on the website, right?
Not everything that's on the website, but
because there's some deep fried stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a community-based site with a lot of Jamie's content and lots of other people. A lot of your recipes are on there, you know. So we have a little bit of everything. We're kosher. That's our niche. So we can't rule out everything else. But all my stuff is mostly on the healthy side. But even my philosophy, I still believe in, a day like Monday.
Where we just ate our way through the day.
Exactly. So, you can fit these in. If you're eating healthy most of the time, you can splurge once in a while. And even, I have dessert on Shabbat and stuff like that. I have a little piece of chocolate most of the time. So, it's all about balance.
Right. All about balance. There you go. Okay. So, we're going to come back to some of the Joy of Kosher stuff.
Okay.
But those of you watching on our Nachum Siegel Net YouTube channel, make sure you watch us because today's going to be a really hilarious show. As always, I like to think they're hilarious. But we're going to be making smoothies.
Got a couple smoothies.
Right.
Yeah.
So what when we're planning the show, we were talking about what we're going to do. So what led you to bring to this point? Like, why are we doing smoothies? Okay. We're starting a whole new program.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
We're working right now to finalize a spring-summer meal plan that we're going to be offering through
on joyofkosher.com.
Yep. And basically, I'm really developing all the recipes with this healthy focus. It's going to be nutrition information. We're getting beautiful pictures because everybody
it's all about the pictures these days, right?
And Jamie is helping me to make sure everything stays quick and easy because I sometimes go a little bit, not quick and easy.
Right. Well, I also like complicated stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is geared towards the busy working mom, which we all are.
Yeah.
And the point is how to feed yourself and your kids at the same time with healthy, really good tasting meals that you can pull off. Come home. So we're going to have tips on what you can do on Sunday. So it's grocery shop and then here are the things you do so that you can pull dinner together much faster when you get home from work or whatever your story is. And I have a lot of things with like sort of, everything has choices. We're giving vegetarian options, gluten-free options, and then even still like people based on your kid and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So many people now are gluten-free. I talk about this now all the time. I have a daughter that's gluten-free. She's in Israel and they say lelo gluten.
Yeah. It's very big in Israel.
It's very big
the
in
gluten
Israel.
thing.
And
Yeah,
there was
I think
on
there's a
every
ton.
menu was gluten-free and vegan options.
Yeah.
Just so happens, Tamima-
Mother Pearl from
Southside
Southside Sandwich Shop.
Just so happens I get a lot of those questions also, and I have a pot that just sits on my fire. I'll get somebody who'll give me a call up. Their kid needs French fries, gluten free. I have a pot just sits there,
Special.
just
Wow.
special. I'll make nuggets. First of all my smoke items are all gluten free anyway. But I'll make schnitzel. I'll make nuggets, and I always keep the Geffen gluten free stuff, or I have the Pestica blend. I make gluten free. And I have a pot sitting on the oven.
So nice.
All that's used for is for the gluten free items.
That's so fantastic. It's
Yeah.
just become the way. I don't know why we've all become gluten-free. What happened that, did we always have stomach aches? Like, what happened?
I mean, celiac is definitely big in the Jewish population.
That's very big in
it is genetic.
Ashkenazic,
So, yeah. And then there's definitely, so that's the people who are really going to the restaurants asking for it, I would think, the people who really need it. And then, there are people that believe it's healthier, and there are parts of it that are healthier. But those people I don't think are going 100%.
Right.
Unless you have real stomach aches, you're
Right,
probably going to
right. Gluten
splurge when
light.
you go out.
I say I'm gluten light. I try not to eat too much gluten during the week.
Right, and I found even as I was developing the recipes, not even, we eat gluten, no one in my family has any issues, but like as I'm going through, half of them were just naturally gluten-free.
Right.
It isn't so hard, really.
Healthier, not the
Yeah.
Healthy. Right. I like it when I was away for Pesach last year at Ram Caterers, and there was, we were in the Doral in Miami, and the food was, of course, insane. They're amazing. They're really known for their food. And when Pesach was over, I was like, oh no, they made a chametz party at midnight. It was really
that's
cute.
cute.
They had pizza and bagels. I'm like, I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
I totally I have to go back to this because they had gluten-free Pesach, gluten-free pizza and gluten-free bagels, and they had so many gluten-free options there for desserts. And I'm like, I didn't feel that I needed to go back to that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah.
it's a little bit
Here
healthier
and there,
for
it's
us.
nice to have, really good bread and stuff like that.
Like the one we had at Russ and Daughters.
That was so good.
That seeded bread. Oh,
Yeah.
my mouth is watering.
And in Israel, I love like the fresh laffa and pita and stuff like that too. And the breads are really great there. But like, again, most of the time when you're cooking at home, you don't need that in your everyday
Right.
dinner and stuff like that. And like Jamie, said she like loved all the recipes. She's like, it's even great as a cookbook. It'll be that if you wanted to just get it for the recipes, you don't have to follow the meal plan.
Right,
But we feel like it'll really help a lot of people, who are focused on. It'll be like our goal is to sell it around, like start having it out around Passover time, but to really all like start together. We're calling it the 28-day Joy of Kosher Challenge.
I like that. That's very cute because it's the 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
I should do that.
So,
I'm making
yes.
a wedding. I need to get
Yes.
a little healthier.
Right, and so it has the calorie information. It has a guideline for calories if you want to go by that, because people are always asking on our site. People are always asking for nutrition information. Not everyone needs to do that, and I don't always believe in like every little thing. But I have found that when you're, especially after Passover, you're kind of on vacation, you're doing this, there's too much stuff, it's hard to think about everything that you're eating, and you start forgetting, and you just eat whatever's in front of you, and you're not paying attention. And sometimes you need to just look at the calories a little bit again and get sort of back on track, focus on, having healthy foods and even potentially lowering your calories a little bit. So that's your choice. Like people can choose to do that or not. And we also have, so the reason the smoothies came on, because I figure we're in a studio, we can't make
can't
these
cook
dinners.
You should
as
see what
easily.
we've done in here.
Okay,
Which,
so
no, this
yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah,
We've done
so
this kind
we
of
also
stuff.
are providing breakfasts with like sort of the mom in mind. Obviously, the kids would probably enjoy a lot of these
breakfast
too.
for the mum
Yeah,
and the
so-
engineer.
right?
and the
for
friends.
sure. So I mean, anyone can have it, but it's sort of the goal of the meal plan is that we have like the mom is sort of taken care of. You got breakfast. We have everyday breakfast, everyday dinner, and then like some snacks and lunches that you can pick and choose from.
Cool. We should get going on
Yes.
this. Do we have cups?
I was thinking about that and straws. I know.
we got little cups. Yay! All right. Oh my gosh, time is flying through. We're 24 minutes in.
One of the things to do with these smoothies is trying to get a little extra vegetables in.
Okay.
Okay. So
let's make a vegetable
so we're
smoothie.
gonna
We've
do
got
the
time for
vegetable
one
first.
vegetable smoothie. Okay.
So we do a little bit of spinach, and you think spinach in my smoothie? That doesn't sound so great.
Yum! I know it's going to be good. I put kale in mine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
so if you
I
have
go all out.
If you have a good blender, sorry, this is probably
Okay,
making
I'm
weird
just going to
noise.
do a little shout out to the Magic Bullet, NutriBullet.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond, okay? I love it. Right.
The NutriBullet's great, and so it really blends it up, and it's a great way for kids and adults to kind of. I'm not going to measure, so it might not be.
Oh, that's all right.
You know.
We don't need to measure.
Can I move this while I'm standing?
Okay.
Okay. So and I think the NutriBullet's
Do we
really
need any
nice 'cause you
liquid?
can yeah, well, I think usually when I do it, the fruit is enough because the fruit, like I'm going to put this one. I'm calling my green smoothie.
Okay, when we're having a green.
I like to put
It's all about the
everything-
green. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
everything green in because I feel like sometimes, like to start out with, when you're trying out to get people used to the spinach in the smoothie, it's weird to say like this is a peach smoothie and then it be all green. Even though it does taste really good. So I thought for this, it was nice to introduce like just everything green, right?
Okay,
So
let's do it.
honeydew. Plus, it's also very sweet.
Honeydew and spinach are going into the what? Turn it on the TV. Everyone, turn on your YouTube channel. Have a look because
I
we
washed
got
my hands. So.
it's all good. Yossi even has gloves. We got spinach and we've got cantaloupe. Oh, okay.
Okay.
What else
I like
goes
to
in
put
it?
Kiwi. Kiwi is
Kiwi.
really high in vitamin C. I
Yeah,
feel like
really?
people,
I
people
didn't- I
don't
didn't know
really
that.
know that there's like anything in kiwi.
Kiwi gets a bit of a nobody really eats kiwi so much.
I know, and it's so good. It gives a really nice a mixture of that like sweet and tart. Like I really like kind of like sour candy. This is like nature's
Yeah.
sour candy.
Yeah,
So-
I always say fruit is Hashem's candy.
Yeah, totally. And you don't really have to peel it. I actually grew up like not peeling it. Which
You-
now
you
I think
ate
it's
the
kind of
fuzzy?
weird. I know. Now
Yeah,
I think it's weird.
We call it gooseberries in Australia.
What do you mean?
A
Oh,
gooseberry,
really?
yeah. Goose-
Isn't the
We call it
Australia,
kiwi,
aren't the
but also-
Australia kiwi yellow? I've seen like,
you can get yellow ones.
Okay.
Usually it's
so. it
okay.
is- what
Oh
else
my
is
God, the
going
smell
on?
of Yossi's brisket that he's slicing up over there. We're
I
gonna
know
have
it's hard to compete. Hey.
ZK is very excited. We're going to start off by having something very healthy to cleanse our system. So I would put in, you're going to laugh,
Okay.
avocado. It makes
So
it
I thought
so
about that.
creamy.
Right. So here's the thing. You definitely can. I was trying to keep all of my smoothies to 200 calories.
Forget it. The avocado just takes up to 600.
Avocado has to be
Only half an avocado.
Exactly, and even then, it's more like a quarter.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's really good for you, and it's great if you can afford those calories, and if you want to maybe either have a larger smoothie and less of a snack or whatever it is.
I'm curious to see if this is going to go.
I'm wondering if this is going to go too. My plan,
I think
I
we
don't
may
know if
have
it's a
some
better
water in
order.
there. We may
need some water.
You might need some water. You could also maybe,
normally
what
I
about
put
protein
ice.
powder.
You can, yeah. So
I
if you-
use the
This one doesn't have as much protein in it, but I actually really like to put in nuts and actually have the chunks. One thing in Israel I learned is that I used to think that smoothies had to be totally,
Smooth.
pureed and smooth. No, they're actually good, and there's little pieces of dried fruits, little pieces of nuts.
goji berries.
Goji berries I didn't get for the red smoothie.
Okay.
So now we're gonna make noise.
Okay.
Right? How does this work?
All right. It needs liquid. I think it's going to need liquid. Do we have any water? Okay. Yossi, can you ask Yoni for some water? Yoni, the amazing assistant right here on the assistant to the manager, program director
Okay.
to the amazing Nachum Siegel Network. We got some water from him. Thank you.
Usually, what it's actually best, I don't find it as much with the NutriBullet. It's based on your smoothie. It's good to blend the liquid and the spinach first.
Oh,
to get
okay.
it really pureed. So, we'll see what happens with this. Sometimes I find I have to shake it.
My daughter and I use coconut water.
Maybe I should have done it opposite order.
No, it should go. It needs to see if you're listening to us. We're just making some delicious green smoothie here. It'll go. Maybe tap on the bottom. I have to say, it looks quite pretty.
So it has to be
Talk into
the opposite of the normal blender. So you gotta put spinach there. I think usually the spinach should be by the blade.
Oh, okay. So let's just give it a mix, a shake. Shake it, baby. We're making smoothies here on the Lower East Side.
Some ice in this too. Maybe I'll just see if I can.
Okay, we're just gonna toss it up. I know it's gonna be really good.
I also like to add a little lime, but
Oh, lime is good.
yeah. But it's like one of these things you can totally taste and make for yourself and decide how you want it.
A lot of people put in cacao powder. Oh, there you go, babe. Oh, baby. Oh, that looks amazing. Yummy. You got to talk.
We really need a little ice, but that's okay.
Okay, I don't need ice.
okay.
I never need cold. I have frozen strawberries also.
Right,
You
so
saw
the
that.
other one-
Okay,
that
let's
will
try
go.
this now
Let's
so we can make another smoothie also. Got about
See,
5
I hope
minutes.
It came out good. It's pretty though. This one
It's
looks nice,
gorgeous.
right?
I'm just going to hold this up. I'm even going to put take a little picture so we can put it on our.
I'm gonna get you to
Yeah,
try
I'm going
it.
to get ZK in the background.
No.
Okay. All right,
I have to figure out
ZK
where to pour the
definitely
rest.
wants yum. Baruch
see.
atah Adonai melech haolam she'hakol b'voro.
Man.
It's so good. It definitely needs to be colder, but it's
But it's really
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
You wouldn't believe you're eating
Okay, I'm
spinach.
look. Everyone grab a look at Yossi's face.
He doesn't like it. Okay.
It's green. It's so good. I already feel healthy.
Sweet.
This is delicious. Okay, I bet you even have some cups.
Yeah, I was like, where can I pour it out? So I
we
can
ha-
do the next one.
Okay, we'll just keep drinking. Not into that, ZK. Not into the garbage.
So the men don't like it. Maybe you'll like the next one.
Okay, can we pour it into the cantaloupe container?
it. Okay.
Put the cantaloupe in with the spinach for now.
Okay.
Dump it in there. We'll fix it later.
Good idea.
Pour it in there.
you,
We think
like-
on our feet.
I know, I'm
we think on our
impressed.
feet in the studio.
Okay.
Like a motel
So,
room.
It's like what?
A motel room.
A motel room. Yeah, we make do with what we've got here.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to make, it's going to have a bit of green in it.
Yeah, so whatever. That's okay. See, that's the point. You
Put a
can-
lot of red.
Yeah. I like, so this one's very like, I love watermelon because it's sweet. So all these, I don't add any sugar to them. You totally can. This one
Yeah.
obviously was so
I
sweet. you didn't
never
need
add
it.
sugar in. I don't even
Yeah.
put sugar in my coffee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I still need sugar in that. This got a little bit yucky, but they're a little frozen still.
They're a little frozen still. Oh, Melinda Strauss, I told her I was taking them out of the freezer last night.
What?
And-
Why?
And putting them in the fridge because I thought it would be too hard if we got here this
No,
morning.
I like it that way.
Oh, Melinda, I messed up. Okay,
That's
Melinda
okay,
Strauss
it's
from
okay.
Kitchen Dash Tested.
So actually, this one's
Told
supposed
me
to have
that.
mint. I couldn't remember if I asked you to get me the mint.
No, you didn't tell me mint. No
so
mint.
also another thing that one of the things I did a lot in the meal plan is I tried to use fresh herbs and a lot of dried spices.
Spices
yeah,
in your
not
smoothies?
not necessarily in the smoothies, but in general in the whole meal plan, I use a lot of cinnamon, a lot of turmeric. There's a lot of.
I bought fresh turmeric back from
yeah?
Israel.
Oh, they don't have it here.
No.
Okay, so I didn't use fresh turmeric in there, but either way, they're both really healthy. There's a lot of anti-inflammatory properties with
Yes.
all of these herbs and spices and stuff, and so you don't realize sometimes that these little things that you think are just either garnish or just like a tiny bit of flavor actually are really healthy too. And so it's important to try and like balance your whole meal with all of these ingredients.
Okay, so now you're adding in a little
So
bit
I
of
love
yogurt.
yogurt. I use plain. Again, I find there's enough sweetness.
Saying the word yogurt makes me shudder because I do not eat yogurt.
Oh, no.
But I would eat it. I eat it in a
eat
smoothie.
it when it's mixed in?
I
Okay.
eat it with a smoothie.
So it's supposed to have fresh mint, and that's like really it. It's water. I'm just making sure that was all.
She's
that was in
checking
that
her
one.
recipe. I never cook without a recipe.
Oh.
I know 2 recipes by
Yeah.
heart. Challah and potato kugel. Everything else I double check.
Challah and potato. Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
really
double check. I
interesting.
double
Okay.
check.
So yeah, so the only thing that's missing is the mint. I like the mint, but it's definitely not necessary, and I'll have the green from the
Yeah.
everything else.
Beautiful, beautiful. That looks stunning. We're going to just, take a little picture of that, making pink smoothies. We're getting Yossi in the background that time, show everyone that he does eat healthy. And we're going to have
Okay.
Yossi Mother Pearl
So
on
like
after
I
our...
like to use the frozen strawberries instead of ice.
Tamar,
because the
this
ice
looks so
dilutes it.
yummy.
So I find the frozen fruit gives it that like thick iciness.
Oh, this is even
good.
better than the green one.
Yeah, I like this a little better.
This
too,
does not
but-
need mint.
You wanna
This
try
does
it?
not need mint.
You'll mix?
This is
Okay.
amazing
It doesn't need the mint. But
You know
it's
what?
nice.
You
The
could
mint
serve
gives
this as a
little, like,
chilled
spring
fruit soup.
freshness.
to the kids.
Yeah.
Or
Totally.
when they come home from school, give them a
This one
glass
is like a
of
no-brainer.
smoothie.
Like everyone likes this, and it has great stuff. It has the protein in here, and so you could really just do this all the time. And you can add, you can even instead of mint, you can put even like basil would taste good too. You don't realize sometimes using some of those types of
Right, it can
herbs
make
would
it
be
pop.
great.
Put it
One of
over
my
to the
other
next
smoothies
level.
has parsley in it. Parsley's also incredibly healthy, and I have a parsley salad, which is really big in Israel. Did you have that, a parsley salad?
No, but I've seen it in some of Otto Lengi's cookbooks.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a herb
so
salad.
good.
Oh my God, that
I'm gonna
is
try this.
mind-blowing. We got to get some out to Yoni. He's working in the other office.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
That was
That's
great.
one of my favorite ones.
That actually might make
Oh, I
an
don't need another
interesting
smoothie.
smoothie.
I was going to do the beet smoothie. So another thing. So I have spinach and I do beets in the smoothie. I do.
But I couldn't get us
couldn't
any
get the
raw
cups.
beets.
I don't know
cooked beet.
whether the raw.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start coring this since we don't have a core, and I'll tell you what I'm going to
Oh,
do
I
here.
forgot my Cora.
Did you have a Cora?
We've got about 1 minute.
Oh, we
I
do?
don't know if we'll
Okay,
have
fine.
any time for one more. But what else would you
So
do?
this is what I was going to do. This isn't a smoothie. I wanted to show one of my snack ideas. That is
we
really
love
good.
snack ideas. I'm sorry, I forgot my.
So
she
I'll
told
just
me to bring
do-
a Cora.
That's okay. I don't have. It's not like
I bought a
perfect
peeler
idea.
though. That must have been good.
That was good. You did amazing. So basically, this is great for adults and kids. I think there's something fun about like playing with your food or making the food more exciting, even when it's like basic.
Looking pretty.
Can you pass me the peanut butter? So basically, we call them apple donuts.
Oh.
I've been doing this with my kids, and they're like every day. They're like, "When
Is
can we
that
have the
peanut
apple
butter?
donuts?" This is peanut butter.
There you go. ZK's going to open it.
I like to use the natural peanut butter. You don't have to.
Yeah, my kids are very into the natural stuff.
Yeah, it's a little thicker. It's actually very different in Israel but this needs to be like mixed up really well. So I don't have time for that. In Israel, it comes sort of much softer. But anyways, you can use any kind of nut butter, almond, cashews.
Yeah, I would
whatever you
probably like almond butter.
You know?
Do you know that I don't eat peanut butter? I'm going to eat it.
Oh, what?
I don't usually eat peanut butter, but I'm going to try it.
Okay.
'Cause you
I
told
thought
me
about
to.
getting the almond butter, but I was like, oh, it's so expensive.
Oh, yeah, no,
So
don't.
It's totally, yeah.
It's good. But
So-
my daughter eats peanut butter and apples, and my friend Alison
Yeah,
Gross, we
too.
traveled through Hawaii together, and she was always eating her PB2 and apples.
Oh, really?
Which is peanut butter.
Good, it's great. And then basically what
smell
you do
is
is
like-
you do it like an ice cream sundae bar. Right? So I like to do like melted little chocolate, but let's say it's Shabbat and you want to have something like this, you could do you thought of this.
The parva chocolate?
Yeah, just like the syrup.
Oh, that looks awesome.
I didn't do a great job.
Okay, I am
Sprinkle on coconut. I didn't end up getting it. Cacao nibs. I really love the crunch. Nuts.
I'm stealing this.
Yes, please.
Can we get this on the camera, ZK?
Got it.
We got it? This is insane.
Right? Doesn't it look amazing?
Okay, and I don't even like
and you
peanut
can make
butter.
Your own.
Okay, all right.
You can choose. You can,
right?
Yeah.
And
And it makes it taste better just because of how it's like shaped.
actually, it's not so bad. Am I getting...
It's apples, it's peanut butter, it's
Thanks,
chocolate.
Chocolate.
How could you go wrong?
What could be wrong with that?
Yeah. So that's the point. Like we
I'm
have so
surprised
many-
how good this is. Because I'm not a peanut butter person.
I love apple and peanut butter. And then
Oh, this is
chocolate.
one more bite. Ah, yum.
I gotta get it.
Tamal, this was so much fun.
I know this is cool. I've never this. It does feel like I'm cooking in a hotel room.
Right? Right. ZK's line. We're having a lot of fun here, right here on Table for Two on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by... Hold on. By Natural and Kosher Cheeses. I just want to make sure I get the tagline right. When quality and flavor matter. We are also heard on a Rich Sheva English radio. Okay, that was a lot of fun. I just want to mention that I got the fruits and the perfectly gorgeous checked vegetables, spinach from Gomikla, because I cannot manage without them.
Oh, it's awesome. I know that's great.
You know, it's so much easier to get your vegetables checked, and you pay a drop more. But for me, like being so busy and I want to eat well, I'll just take those little bit of shortcuts and buy some already checked spinach.
I just want to finish with this. So we're going to be calling it the 28-Day Joy of Kosher Challenge.
How do we find out about
It'll
it?
be really launching around April 1st. So look out. Come to joyofkosher.com. It'll be all over. our
All over
website.
the place.
All
And
over the
follow
place.
them.
And follow us. Instagram. We're going to be actually like hoping to kind of like have this community of people talking about it on Instagram and Facebook using.
Can you get me involved in this?
For sure.
Please, I
100%.
must
You're
be
on.
involved in
Yes.
this because this
Get
is
you ready for
brilliant.
the wedding.
Get me ready for the wedding. Get
And
me
you'll
ready.
love the recipes. I mean, we have stuff like I'm really into cuisines from all over the world. So it's a lot of Israeli type influence things, but also I have Korean and all the different everything.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Tamar, I loved having you on the show. When are you going to be back? knows?
The summer maybe.
Summer.
Yeah.
We'll get you on in the summer
Okay.
with Jamie.
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
Shifra. I want to do a Joy of Kosher
Yes,
hour.
that'd
I'm
be
waiting
awesome.
for you guys. I'm
Okay,
waiting.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome to
you.
stick around.
Okay.
You're going to switch seats.
Should I move my stuff?
Okay, yeah, we're going to clear up a little bit. I'm going to help even too. Make sure everyone you order some Gillies goodies for Purim. As time gets a little bit closer and closer and closer, I'm getting more and more nervous for all the things that I have to do. And my daughter is in Israel for the year. So very funny story, David Ehrlich. I hope you're actually listening to this. She already went onto your website and she surprised me with this. She didn't tell me she was doing this. She sent me pictures of what I should send her for Mishlach Manot from the gluten-free line. I thought that was very funny. Because no sense in surprising her anymore. She just took care of it herself. So, I guess Mummy's going to have to pay for it. But, so they have really something for everyone there. And they're also going to send out, you can have a choice to, when you buy something, to additionally send something to Chaylim. So let's make those Chaylim very happy with Mishlach Manot this Purim, which is really soon. And even Rosh Chodesh must be coming up like fast, right? Do we know when that is, EK? This coming week? Next week? Next week. So this week is Shabbat Mevarchim. Oh, wow. That means Pesach is around the corner. Yikes. All right, I'm getting excited. I've prepared some amazing cooking demos for my program down at Ram in Florida. Okay, I'm going to keep my magic bullet because if I don't take that home, my daughter will not ever speak to me weekend because I took it this morning, Tamar, and I'm just in, and she calls me up. She goes, "Where's my blender? Where's the bullet?" I'm like, "I've got it at work," and she's like, "What did you do? I need it." I'm like, "Sorry." Welcome, my friend. How are
Thank you for having me here. First of all, mazel tov on your daughter's engagement. That was
Thank
exciting to
you.
hear on
Yeah,
Sunday.
It was very exciting.
Someone
for
who
us.
just married off 3 children in a little less than 4 months. I know what you're going through right
Yeah,
now.
it's like, whoa, I don't know which way is up, but I have my friends, support of my friends and family to get me through this crazy time. So
It is an exciting time for you.
in
so.
Pesach season, of course,
When's the chasana?
in the summer, but
Okay.
all the prep's got to be done now.
Okay.
So I'm so grateful. So
It really is nice.
talk to me a little bit about you. How did you get started in the food industry?
I always was involved in the food industry. When I was in 11th grade, actually in Muganav, I worked my way up to the assistant cook in Muganav, going back many years ago. In 11th grade, I started working on Kosher Delight on Avenue J in Brooklyn.
Really?
Back in '84.
Is that still around?
And that location
Because-
just closed down recently. If anybody really remembers how much minimum wage, which is what I was paid in 1984, was $3.35 an hour.
It's not much more now.
And I just was always involved with food. I went there to Shaw, came back. I got a job a little bit, but then I went straight to the food business. Worked 15 years in Yeshiva University as a manager in the food service, and then decided to leave and open up my own place in Lakewood.
Wow, you live in Lakewood?
I live in Lakewood. I'm in
Okay.
Lakewood now almost about 22 years.
Okay, great. I'm very excited about YTT on Sunday.
Yes, that's actually all 3 of my kids went through YTT.
Okay, funny story. I was just talking to one of the organizers from the event, and I said, "Is it milchik or fleischig?" She goes, "Milchik." So I'm like, "Oh no, I've told Yossi I can't come by beforehand."
No, you'll stop by before, say hello, and then come on your way out.
Yeah, I'll definitely be coming on my way home. Yeah. Okay, so I found Yossi through Instagram.
Correct.
I found it, and people find me through Instagram. Wait till next week's show because I've got actually a kosher flight attendant who's coming on the show, and he's found me through Instagram through a post I did at Kosher Food that I found in the JetBlue food court. So it's amazing what you can find through
Yes.
Instagram. So I started following you and all your exciting food that you do, and it didn't sound so typical of, even though we've got so many different smoke shops that are kind of like
Coming
up. I found your stuff to be a little bit
A
different.
little bit different. I like to think out of the box. I have a sandwich shop. It started off as a sandwich shop. That's something I always dreamed of, having a sandwich shop.
It's so cool.
And
I
I
love
just
sandwiches.
try to make different sandwiches from what's called the Slammer or the Dagwood sandwich or the Colossal Burger or the Dumpster. And these are just names of different sandwiches.
My mouth is watering.
And people ask me, how did I come up with these sandwiches? And we would actually sit down. I had my nephews used to be in town, and friends and family. We would, at the Shabbos table, we would discuss what kind of combinations we would put together and then come up with names of them. And that's how a lot of the names and the sandwiches came up. And then I always wanted to try doing something a little different and got into smoking. I started off with a $110 Walmart special. Offset smoker, and I literally used it to the firebox disintegrated.
What's
It
an
did.
offset? What's an offset smoker?
Where
I know nothing about smoking.
Okay, you have your chamber with the Mikos, and your fire is in a offset, is off to the side.
Okay.
And the smoke and the heat would go through and then out the chimney.
Okay.
It was a very basic one, and I was cooking one day, and I go outside, and I literally see the wood on the floor because it fell through the bottom. Then I had a local company made me a smoker out of a 275-gallon oil tank. Then I had someone build me one out in North Carolina, and I drove it back from Virginia.
Yeah.
And now I have my current one, which is Old Hickory, which I have in my store when I reopened literally a year ago.
Right, you were in a different location.
I was in
and you
another
moved.
location for 4.5 years till the property owner wanted it back, and I was closed down. Even though when I was closed, I took my smoker to a friend of mine's store. Let me give a shout out to Ida Pita, who let me stay there for about 8-9 months and continued smoking by him. And now I have that smoker plus my new one at my new location at 315 Cedar Bridge Avenue in Lakewood, New Jersey.
It's a really cool store because you've got like you've made it very like
Homey,
rustic,
homey.
clean.
People were always telling me, you got to spend $50,000-$60,000. You got to put sconces. You got to put new floors. I goes, no, that's not me. I want people to come in and want it to be a smokehouse. That's what
It's not the brand of the store. You don't need.
No,
it.
it's not. It's not.
We're not
it's-
coming
that's-
for the.
You're coming for the food. You're not
fine
coming.
dining. I mean, the food is
Yeah.
mighty fine, But it's you're there for the food and just
I want people to
home
come in and have a
cooking.
good time.
Yeah.
And I want it to be a
Relaxed.
smokehouse like in Texas. It's you have these barns, and that's exactly what a lot of these smokehouses are barns. And that's what I'm trying to look, but within the community that we live. And I wanted to make it a little homey. And as you saw and took pictures of, it started off a collection that I had on the side of a file cabinet of just magnets. Now it's about the size of this wall of pictures behind us. I have magnets from all over the world.
Tell
Australia also.
Tell the story about the non-Jewish couple that comes every year on their trip. They
I
make
have
a pilgrimage to his.
I have a couple
Restaurant. So cool.
who come in from Buffalo. They're Amish. He works in the banking business. So in New York City, I think it's a law for 2 weeks you have to be out of the bank with no communication. They used to come in one summer, then another summer, and then it was just a very pleasant, very nice family. They'll come in with their kids, and after like the fourth year, and the husband would be dressed normally, but the women would be dressed tznius. Long sleeves that would cover their hair
They
a little
fit
bit.
right in Lakewood.
Fit right in Lakewood. My wife happened to have been in the store the last time I saw them and was speaking to the wife, the mother, and the Amish woman goes, "You ever heard of this company called Aqua Modesta? It is a company that makes tznius bathing wear for women." She was asking my wife about this company, and that happens to be, I think that company is in Lakewood also. So I get people coming in from all over the world, and I have people coming in from Mexico every summer. They would sit and take charif, like we would eat ketchup.
Yeah.
After the first year, I give a little bit more. I just got the whole container. I goes, "Here it is.
Go enjoy."
Enjoy it. Give me whatever's anything back. Just let me know.
Are these all your own original recipes? I'm pointing to the piles of food he's
yes
got
and
for
no.
us.
Some of them are original. Some of them I will find a treifa version, and then how do I make it kosher?
Right, I
And
like
that's
that.
and that's
right,
how I.
Tamar, that's cool.
I have a sandwich, like a Cuban sandwich. A Cuban sandwich is all pork and sliced. We make a Juben sandwich. Instead of the pork, we would use grilled chicken. We would use a sliced turkey. Instead of Swiss cheese, we would take thinly sliced kishka, warm it up in the microwave so it's nice and soft, and put a layer of that down. Then with a garlic margarine, and then we would grill it. So I would a lot of times find something that's treif, and how do I make that kosher now? And that's what I would do, and have fun doing it.
Fantastic. So what have we got over here? Let's
I
bring up.
came up,
I told Yossi we have to eat on the show.
Yeah, I heard what's called. I was watching last week's show, and I heard that you guys like making yourself fleshik so early in the morning.
Yeah, we don't care. We have no qualms. Yeah, my kids having. I have to make sure I plan my dinners to what I'm having on my show because waiting 5 hours, and so we're having steak for
I
dinner.
might have a little bit left over, so we can send it home for your kids.
Oh, sad.
I know a lot of the people who have come in, like Ari was in here recently, and Shirley was in here recently.
Yeah, I know. We've had a whole slew of
We
barbecue.
had a slew of barbecue.
We had the trifecta
Yes,
of kosher guys.
exactly. And I
Of
actually
kosher
just
barbecue
watched-
guys, and you're with us.
And I won't sit here and argue that their food is out of this world. Both Ari and Shirley's I have tried, and their food is phenomenal. They brought brisket, and I decided I wasn't going to bring brisket. So I brought a slew of different items that I make.
So thoughtful.
We have some ribs. We have some ribs over here. Right next to it is an item that we have, on the other side, what I call the Mad Dog. It is a hot dog wrapped in one of my homemade burgers. I don't make just regular burgers. I make all my burgers are handmade and homemade. Wrapped in my homemade burger, then wrapped in my homemade beef bacon that I cure for about 3 weeks myself and smoke it. And then we smoke it. And then at the end, just brush it with a little hickory smoked barbecue sauce. It's an item that way I call the Mad Dog.
I'm gonna cry.
Right next to it is
what kind of hot dog?
it is a regular beef hot dog.
Okay. The last 2 years, Abels and Hyman has been a big supporter of Table for
Abels
Two.
and Hyman, their product is absolutely wonderful.
Did you hear
and
that,
I
Seth?
eat personally. That's the hot dogs those that I eat. Are the
Okay,
Abels and Hyman ones.
There you go, Abels and Hyman.
Seth, I'll give a shout out to you because I've known you for a while. Also, I do still eat your hot dogs.
Okay, excellent.
Now, the next item over there, I have not seen made anywhere else. It is what I call meat candy. ZK,
It's so good.
I have one here
He's
for
got
you
a
also.
platter for you, mate.
I got platters made up for everybody.
Am I the best? I'm the best host out of all the network because I feed my engineers, right? Do I feed you well?
We got food for everybody. An item that I call meat candy. It is finger meat that is smoked.
I have this in the store.
That is smoked and then tossed in an apricot honey barbecue sauce.
Oh my God.
Next to that is one of my underneath the egg roll is a brisket egg roll. Okay, I don't know where the camera is, but okay. Let's lift it up. Brisket egg roll. Right next to that is bourbon baked beans. And yes, there is bourbon in it. And over here is, yes,
The bacon.
homemade beef bacon.
Beef bacon.
Homemade beef bacon. I also brought in some smoked wings. I lately have been enjoying the smoked wings either cold or room temperature. I think sometimes it's get hot. They're good. I like them though sometimes cold or room
Yeah,
temperature.
I also happen to like cold chicken.
And then I have my homemade coleslaw and my what I call my homemade dills with a kick.
I gotta try
I won't
this.
say that they're 100% ready yet, but they had a great taste last night when I was taking them out.
Tamara and I were eating at KFWE on Monday, and Ari made this pulled chicken.
Okay.
It was delicious. But then he made a bread and butter pickle,
Bed and butter pickles. Okay.
and then the two together were mind blowing.
Yes.
Shout out to
The
that.
vinegar and the chicken together.
Oh
Probably.
my! Oh,
Okay.
It was insane. Okay.
So these are my what I call my homemade dill with a kick.
Do you want to pass forks?
I had forks on all of them.
All
Sorry,
right,
it fell,
ZK?
it fell off.
ZK, have you
sorry.
got a fork?
We got another one.
It's all right. I'm sure the floor in the network's office is really clean. No, thank you. I'm taking
Well,
a new one.
considering this was a last minute confirmation that I was
I know.
coming today.
Do you know? So you want to hit crazy? So I was at the Buzz doing this amazing. By the way, the Buzz is fabulous. The new Buzz in
Oh, okay, yeah.
Flatbush Avenue.
Oh, that's right, I saw
Not
your
Flat
name, yeah.
in Flatbush
Coney
on
Island.
Coney Island Avenue. You
Right,
see, I'm not
right
from
around the
Brooklyn.
corner where I grew up.
Right. It's on between J and K, I believe.
Correct.
They redid the store. You must go, Tamara. It looks like a Williams Sonoma, but it's like from stores. They have all the frommy stuff that we need. It's fantastic. I loved it. I did a cooking demo for Mishpacha magazine with for the family first with Michal Frischman, and we did these demos. And I knew my daughter was getting engaged, and my phone broke, so I couldn't for like 2 days. I had no phone. Everyone, I had to put on Facebook, my daughter's engaged, don't call her, I don't have a phone. So I couldn't confirm with Yossi till I could get to a
Literally
computer.
about 6 o'clock last night
Yeah,
was when
I
I
know.
got
I'm so,
confirmed.
and you know what? My keyboard to my computer was also broken, and my watch. So like a few things were happening at once, but everything else was Baruch Hashem amazing. Okay, I'm going to try the coleslaw now. Coming into the about 8 minutes left. Kate looks so happy.
Yes, brisket egg rolls are
I'm
delicious.
all about the slaw. I always say that, right, everyone? Tamara is
Hey,
not
take it
committing
home.
to be fleishik. Oh my God! So this is the
That is the homemade beef bacon that I cure myself. It's a dry rub, salt dry rub. I tried getting everything as hot as possible, wrapping it in foil and bringing it in an ice chest to keep things at least
you did
warm.
amazing. It's beautiful. The beans are to die for.
That is the bacon, correct. Or you have the pan right next to it.
I love that bourbon kick.
The bourbon,
You don't feel it right away. You take right at the end. It has that smooth bourbon. It must be a good bourbon, also.
it is, no.
No?
I'll tell you the truth. It is the
I'm
cheapest
not-
that I can
I'm
find,
not-
but because I use a
cooking it.
lot of it.
All right.
I also use a lot of it.
Okay, what's this? The egg roll?
That is a brisket egg roll.
Oh, that is divine.
We make, on any given day, you'll never know what type of egg rolls I'm carrying, or even what I'm actually selling that day. Because I'll find something and I'll make it and I'll smoke it. The egg rolls will have, at one time, I think we had about 14 or 16 different types of egg rolls that we had for sale.
Oh, that's amazing. Like you've used the whatever's left over. The cut.
Leftover cut.
Okay.
That is the Mad Dog.
The Mad Dog. I'm eating the Mad Dog from Mad Girl.
We can easily make them for your wedding if you want.
That sounds like a good idea. Have the wedding in your shop.
Do Sheva Brachas there if you really want.
Oh my God.
I remember all my burgers, I just don't buy a patty like that. I actually have ingredients that go into it, so all of them are handmade, homemade and handmade, I say.
This is the meat candy.
That is your meat candy
Okay.
that you like.
This is meat candy. Oh my God. I'm in heaven. This is amazing.
Napkins we have.
Everybody thinks I probably say everything is amazing.
Yep, nope.
Everybody knows I do love food.
Roll of paper towels.
Mm.
Okay.
That's really something. You know, when you think about, okay, you live in Long Island, how you gonna travel? You know, summer's coming up, guys. I'm sure there are beautiful parks in the area, things to do in New Jersey.
Plenty
Go
of things to do. Atlanta.
and-
I have a lot of people who go down to Atlantic City. They'll stop by me going down to Atlantic City, then coming
coming
back,
back.
coming back from Atlantic City.
You gotta
Great
put-
Adventures, 20 minutes door to door from my place.
Oh, is it?
It's about 20
Great
20
Adventures
minutes.
so close to Lakewood. I didn't.
20 minutes door to door.
I'm gonna try the ribs now.
I wish it was a little bit hotter, but again, they cool down a little bit.
This is so good. Okay, what's the key to making really good ribs?
Low and slow. The longer the low and slow. between everybody has their own temperature. I like 225. And these ribs smoked for about 6 to 8 hours.
Okay, just say you want to make ribs and you don't have a smoker. How does one cook it in the oven?
Same thing,
Low and slow.
Low and slow. I would covering it would keep it moist, but I would cook it open with whatever rub or whatever, however you want to make it, in for let's say about an hour, 2 or 3. This way that rub cooks into it. Then cover it up. This way it keeps it nice and moist. If you're going to turn your temperature in your oven up to 350, it's going to end up burning on the bottom.
So you want
keep
to
it around
give me a number.
225. Again, as long as you can, 4, 5, 6 hours till this is nice and soft. Also depends on the size of the rib. These, I told you, go for about 6 hours. I have some, what I call long bone ribs. Some people might call them dinosaur ribs. Those smoke for about almost 10 hours because they're so much larger.
What's the thing that you cook the longest?
Briskets.
Okay.
Briskets will go into my smoker by me at about 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm taking them off at about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon the following day.
Okay, so who stays in? Can you just set it and forget it? I know that's a very cliche term.
I know. I cheat. Yeah, I have my smoker is a little bit more of set it and forget it. I'm like almost a one-man show in my place. I have in the front that I take care of the front, the back, the smoking, the pit master. It is wood, and the smoke is from wood, but I have my old hickory smoker is connected to the gas line. So the gas line will keep it temperature controlled inside the box while it's also smoldering that wood. During the day, sometimes I'll turn off that gas pot and just do wood, but at night I will let it run like that.
So interesting. And he's also a fireman, by the way. So
I am a volunteer firefighter.
So I know I know you're leaving your oven in overnight, it's safe because you're a volunteer fireman. You saw me and Ari White blowtorch some meat here.
I didn't want to say anything.
And then see that sign? It says no smoking. So that no smoking sign was in that video.
Yeah.
And everyone was laughing. It says no smoking. And then meanwhile, we've got this big blowtorch going.
I was trying to debate how I was going to keep it hot. Somebody says, why don't you just bring a chafing dish with smoke? He goes, no, as a volunteer firefighter, I'm not broken into a studio with open flames.
Yeah. I think we'd pretty much lose all of our jobs, right? Okay. If we blow up the studio. This is so good. So I'm not going to finish right now on set.
I have some foil. Hopefully we'll wrap it up.
Oh, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat it after the show before I go home. Are you kidding? This is not going to make it.
Well, your husband's not going to be very happy.
Oh, well, too bad. This is my show. I want to eat it. This is so fantastic. Okay, so have you got thoughts of opening a second one?
No.
Because I know you're a one-man show.
I'm a one-man show. I like it where I am. I've had people telling me, come to Brooklyn, open up in Brooklyn. I go, very honestly, Shirley Edelman's in Brooklyn by me. I think that's his territory in my case. I would not want to step on his territory. And that's just who I am.
5 towns.
Israel. I won't tell you that. That thought is there. Okay.
See, there
Will it be today or tomorrow? But that thought is there.
I know you were supposed to meet up in Israel.
We were supposed to meet up. I had little notes I was written that we were supposed to meet up by your Shuk tour. I actually flew to Eretz Yisrael a couple of days later because of the storm that we had. I landed, and before I even got off the phone, I found out that my father was nifta. I landed at 4:30, and I was 11:15. I was back on the flight already. I'm starting to tear up right now.
Yeah, me too.
Honest truth is, I do miss my father. But
you
I was
posted
able
some
to.
Beautiful pictures.
I was able to see my daughter, we were visiting my daughter, and actually went with my 2 younger children and my wife. And at least I saw my daughter for at least 15 minutes before I was able to turn right back around.
I really hope that you get to go back soon.
Mitzvah Shem. The plans are, I won't say there, but
Hashem has the plans
yes,
for everything that we do in life.
Exactly.
Like everything is run by the boss.
That's why I stopped planning anything anymore. Even my wife says, whenever I plan lately, everything has changed. She goes, no, this is okay. I was scheduled possibly to come into the studio here today. I goes, well, if we go, we go. We don't go, we don't go. I'll plan for it a little bit, but I try not to. Man plans and God
laughs, right, Mike?
But,
we love to say that in Yiddish, right?
Yeah.
Everything. And a couple of weeks ago, I had a whole day planned, and then I got a phone call. One of my husband's uncles passed away. Mm-hmm. So the whole day changed. You never know what's going to come at you, but so long as it's good and
I did watch the video of
the Shuk tour.
Yes, I love it. You can leave me in the Shuk, come back a week later, and I'll still be there, and I'm happy.
I think I went to Machane Yehuda like 14 times when I was there.
Where would you find me? Right by the Halava.
Right by the halva.
Right by the halva. That's where you would find. That's where you'd
Everything
find me.
was good. Everyone should watch the show that I did in the Shuk tour. It was great. I got stopped in Manhattan on the High Line on Monday by two random people. Said, "You're Naomi Nachman." We just Googled Shuk tour, and your video from Table for Two came up. So I was like really excited that like random people were stopping me in Manhattan. Little Aussie girl does good, right? In New York. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much, Tamar Genga, for joining us, executive editor of joyofkosher.com. A pleasure to have you. I hope that we have you back very soon. Yossi Matapel, all the way from Lakewood, New Jersey, bringing us delights from his, you say it,
Southside Sandwich Shop and Smokehouse.
There you go. SSSNS. Follow everybody on Facebook and Instagram, and of course, Naomi Nachman and the Nachum Segal Network. I just want to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. Make sure you get your Gillies goodies in. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem, right up to Lichtbenching, and this is Table for Two, sponsored by Natural and Kosher Cheeses, when quality and flavor matter. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.